Hi everyone, it's Dr. Craig here, and I hope you're doing well. I haven't been on for a while, so how's this isolation period going for you? We were on a lot at the start, and we really talked about setting some excellent routines in place, and I hope they've worked for you. What's going to happen now is we're going to have another change when we come out of our isolation, and I think for some of us that like being on our own a bit more, that's going to be quite a struggle as well, but we can talk about that in the future. What I was thinking and have been thinking about, I talk a lot about gratitude and keeping your journal and identifying a few things that you're grateful for each day. One of the important things I've started doing is looking at the setbacks that I actually have each day. Sometimes we just have minor setbacks. They could be simple things that something didn't go right for you, an appointment went wrong, an interview or anything like that. There was a problem with that. They can be major setbacks. Whatever it is, we're going to have setbacks every day. Often we look at these setbacks and think, oh, they're just terrible. But what I want you to start doing, and what I've started doing, is every morning, next to my gratitude, I start identifying what setbacks did I have in the last day. And I look for 3, and you will find them. And because, once you start reflecting on these setbacks, it's actually quite special what happens, because you can start to identify how far you've come as a person, and how resilient you are and how you deal with them. So you write the setback down, write it down, and then start identifying, well, how did you cope? Was there difficulties with that setback? Were you happy with how you approached it and dealt with it? Or, did you just throw your hands up in the air and throw your toys out of the cot and didn't cope with it at all? So I suppose it gets back to, how do you want to live your life, not my life, and how do you want to really, I suppose, what legacy do you want to leave? What are you trying to become? And one of these things is, I think, how we deal with setbacks, because they're going to come. And rather than framing setbacks as a negative, I've actually started looking at it as something that I want to see. My frame has changed from it being a negative to something that I want to see how I'm coping with it, to test myself. So it's like a test to see, well, how am I really going? It's nice to be grateful, and it's nice to write in a journal, and it's good to have a morning routine or all this sort of stuff I say. But if as soon as the setbacks comes, I'm just bang, all over the shop, that's not how I want to be. So let's start writing down our setbacks, and let's keep it next to our gratitude. So I do hope that you are keeping a journal. And I can't stress enough how important that is. I'm up to day 40 of my journal. I've written in every day since we really started focusing on our COVID-19 isolation. And it's so rewarding. And I really can't stress that enough. But next to your gratitude, great, 3 things that you're grateful for. Everyone talks about that. It's nice, and it is very valuable, because it's very hard to be grateful and angry at the same time. Let's start looking at the other side of the equation. Well, what setbacks have you had? And then how did you deal with that? Because I think that's really important. And remember, if you want a journal, I've got a good journal, the 100X journal that we wrote. It's available. If you ever want to contact me about it, you can. But you know what? You don't have to have that. You can just have a notebook. But journaling really makes a difference. And keeping a setback journal, I know it sounds a bit different, but watch the difference it actually makes to you. Anyway, it's so good to be here again. I'll be here a little bit more regularly now. Body Science always doing wonderful things, and all the great people that are doing the Facebook Lives. Gee, there's some really good stuff that I've been enjoying and giving their time for it. Things are changing. I hate the idea when things are going to get back to normal. Normal never exists. Okay, normal never exists. Every day is changing. There's no new normal. It's just going to be whatever it is, it will be it. And that's why Let's see what tomorrow is. Make the most of tomorrow because it won't come back. Make the most of the rest of the night because it's not coming back. And remember, when you wake up in the morning, start looking at your setbacks that happened the previous day. Anyway, thank you. Contact me if you want to continue this discussion, and I'll be really happy to speak to you about that. See you.